What's going on, everybody? The dudes are back in the kitchen, and today we're making
cornbread stuffing. Okay, so cornbread is very simple. The basis ratio for every single thing is cornmeal and flour, AP, is 50-50. So if you do 1 cup of cornmeal, 1 cup of flour, that could be a base that you could use for anything. So you're gonna take the cornmeal, we're gonna rehydrate it in the buttermilk. That's a cup. We got a cup and a quarter, a cup and a third of buttermilk. And over here, I got the other dry ingredients. We have AP flour. We got 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We got half a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt. And we got some sugar.
No.
Right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna just let that rehydrate for about 10 minutes because we got a beautiful organic mixed medium ground cornmeal. So we want that to be like rehydrated so it's not super hard.
So what consistency am I looking for in here? I mean, is
right
this
there,
good, or?
that's perfect. So the
Perfect.
ratio is on point. With 1 1/3 cup of buttermilk and 1 cup of cornmeal, you're good. But what you want is to take 10 minutes to let this sit aside.
Okay.
So that way the cornmeal starts absorbing some of that moisture and it's not as tough. So we're gonna add the eggs and mix those up into there.
Okay.
All right, and we got some melted butter now, and then we're gonna add the buttermilk too, or not the buttermilk, the whole butter to the buttermilk. So here we go. I'm gonna mix this. You always go wet into dry. Brian, can you take some of the garlic infused confit garlic oil and wipe this out so it stays nice and delicious? We're gonna just bring this all together, and you can see once the added flour is in there, now this gets into more of like a batter consistency, a nice thickness. Yeah. Wipe out all the excess, just get every wall nice and coated, bro. It's added flavor, so let's get this in here. Hold this for you. Thanks, bro.
Got you, bro.
You're the best, man. No worries, bro. I love you, dude.
Of cornbread.
A loaf of corn.
And then
Yeah.
we toss it in the
Pop
oven.
it in the oven. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this on a tray so it's easier to remove in and out. And we're gonna pop it in the oven. It should go in about 375 for 20 to 30 minutes until you can put a toothpick in the center, pull it out, and there's nothing left on the toothpick. You want it nice and dry in and out.
All right. See you guys in a few.
See you in 25 minutes. So let's check this cornbread. We got a cake tester. If you don't have a cake tester, use a toothpick. If you don't have a toothpick, use a paper clip. We're gonna just pop that right in here and pull it out and see that it came out nice and clean. So we're good. It's nice and firm. That should be beautiful. All right, so we took the cornbread, we diced it up, we're gonna put it on a tray, we're gonna roast it at about 300 degrees until they get nice and dry to make an amazing cornbread stuffing. First things first, guys, you wanna take your bacon, you're gonna pop it in the freezer so that way it gets nice and firm, so when you're cutting it, you can get nice beautiful slices and it's easier to cut. So with fresh corn, I always like roasting it in the husk. I have a preheated 350 degree oven, and all I'm gonna do is just place them on the rack, roast them for about 20 to 25 minutes until you start smelling roasted corn notes, and they'll be ready to go. Okay guys, so if you do not have a blowtorch, you can totally rub this down in a little bit of oil, pop it in the broiler, and wait for the skin to get nice and brown. But I got a blowtorch, so we're gonna torch this up, and we're gonna just wait really quickly along the skin until it starts popping and going and blackening. That little roasted skin notes are gonna taste really good and add another little element of smoky flavor into our cornbread stuffing. And I always like doing this on a little bit of foil just to make sure you don't mess up your counter or any pan. Okay. So what you can do is you can crumple up the foil that you were blowtorching it on, right? Get into the serrano and you can just kind of scrape away all that skin until you have a nice clean, slightly smoky, charred, fresh serrano chili. So the corn is smelling nice and roasty. We're gonna pop it out of the oven. Smells good. The kernels are nice and plump. So these are ready to go. You don't want the kernels to look dried out, then it's over roasted. And if you don't have heat-proof hands, you could totally use tongs to pull those out. We're gonna let those cool down, we're gonna cut them off the cob and fold it into our cornbread stuffing. So we're gonna take off all the husks, we're gonna take off all of the corn silk, which are the little hairs, right? We wanna make sure those are all gone. Okay, and then we're gonna cut it off the cob, and we never, ever, ever wanna waste the beautiful, good, sweet parts that are in the cob, so we'll scrape down the cob. I'll show you how to do this. So I don't know why people try to take the corn, put it like this, and then cut it down. I think the best way is just put it on its side, cut the kernels off, roll it onto the flat side, and do it again. And then don't worry about all the stuff that's left on the cob. We're going to utilize it. That's the best part. You can get rid of all this stuff, right? The nice little kernels on the side. But we're going to take the back of the knife, and we're going to scrape down all the sweet, corny goodness right in here. Flip it around, nothing goes to waste. But this way you don't have any of the unpleasant stuff getting caught in your teeth as you're cleaning the corn. And this right here is full of flavor. That's the sweetest part of the corn in my opinion. Alright guys, so we're going to start off getting our pan on medium, medium-low. We're going to take the bacon, we're going to put it in the pan, we're going to render out all the fat. Once the fat's nice and rendered, we're going to sweat out our veg in it. We got a bunch of onion, garlic, shallots, serrano, scallions, confit garlic, roasted corn, and this is going to be an awesome filling for our cornbread stuffing. Look at that getting crispy. We're going to add back some of the strained bacon fat, okay, to this pot, and now we're going to sweat off all of our aromatics. So we have onions, and we're going to sub out some of the butter that we would normally use traditionally in a stuffing with bacon fat, so that bacon flavor is in the entire cornbread stuffing. Here we have the garlic, the serranos, and the celery, and we're going to get this sweating off with the green onions, which we have the white parts of the green onions, so I guess the white onions. And we're going to season, of course, everything with salt and black pepper. Once this starts sweating, we're going to add the roasted corn into it. So now we're going to add a little bit of the garlic confit oil and the garlic confit chopped up. And we have the corn. And we don't really need to cook the corn, it's already roasted, but we're just going to get this all together and we're going to mix it into our stuffing.
So to put together the stuffing, it's pretty simple. We're going to start off with a cup of cream. Okay. We're going to then add some of our turkey broth, turkey gravy that we made. Okay. And we're going to crack some eggs. We're just going to put all these in here. And this has a lot of components to come together, but if you just break it down and keep it simple, it should be nice. So we're making basically a custard again. We have cream, we have the eggs, we have the chicken or turkey stock. We're going to put that aside. Let's whisk this up a little bit. Pop up the eggs. And what we want to do is we want to moisten the cornbread. What we did is we took the cornbread, we diced it up, and then we dried it out in a 300-degree oven just to get it nice and dry. Because what we're doing is we're taking out the moisture and re-putting in moisture that has flavor in it. So this is going to be really good. Now before we pour this in here, because we're looking for a texture and a consistency thing, I'm going to put this right here. We're going to add some of our sauteed vegetables. This was cooked down in bacon fat. It has the garlic, the shallots, the confit garlic, the scallion, white parts of the scallions, roasted corn, full of flavor, salt and pepper, seasoned nicely. And we're going to add probably about half of this to start just to see where we're at. We have our beautiful sage, rosemary, thyme, all chopped and ready to go. We also have some green onions, which we're going to use some of these in here, some fresh green onions. These are going to cook. It's going to be a different level of scallion, and we're definitely going to add back some of this crispy bacon, okay, because bacon makes everything better. And we can't have any fallen soldiers, so they're getting into the mix. Now, we're going to pour this over, and this is where things get a little messy. These get a little dirty. So I'm going to just go in with my hand just to get it mixed up. And once we start feeling the texture, the custard, the egg yolks are going to set this into a beautiful stuffing or a dressing, because technically stuffing is when it's actually put into the cavity of some poultry. but this is going to be baked in a pan. And we want to rehydrate all of this together. And I want to see little bits of all the garnish, all the herbs everywhere in this, okay? I think let's do, I should be good. A little bit more. We're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes, so that way all the cornbread can absorb this, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so now's the time, taste test. We got our savory cornbread pudding. We have some roasted corn, some bacon, some herbs, some scallions. We got some serrano chilies in there. It's sweet, it's savory, it's delicious, and let's give this a little taste. I'm excited. Hell yeah. This, you like it?
This is amazing.
So, you can taste the smoky bacon, you can taste all the rosemary, thyme, the sage.
A little bit of like a kick to it, like the back.
Yeah, so we got roasted serrano chilies. You can do it exactly the way you like, man. I like a little sweet, I like a little savory, I like the pop that the fresh corn gives it. We really hope you enjoy this recipe. We hope you give it a shot. If you're creative, create your own things. Throw something in that you like, try it out. Test out this recipe for yourselves, guys. It's a fail-proof way to make an amazing cornbread stuffing. We hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching our content. It means the world to us. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and we'll see you next time.
You know what? I'm gonna go back to my trailer, and you get me when you're ready.
Yeah,
I don't know why you stole my thunder like that. Is it not enough that you're a chef, and I'm just a chef adjacent?